Hello everyone, welcome to DevOps for your family. My name is Rajeshwaran. Today we are going to walk through how can we deploy a EC2 instance, that is a Windows EC2 instance in AWS cloud platform. So these are the prerequisites for deploying the EC2 instance. We need to know which region and which availability zone we are going to deploy the server. And for me, I'll be just going to deploy this in North Virginia, that is US East 1. I can just US to 1, and probably I will deploy this in availability zone A, AZ zone A. And second thing is we need to know about the VPC and the subnet. So I'll be creating a separate VPC subnet in our upcoming videos. For now, I'll be deploying this in a default VPC and subnet, which was provided by AWS. And we need to create a new security group. I do have a security group with me. While creating, I'll be just getting that one. And we need to select a AMI, and if this AMI is specific to the region, we are going to deploy Windows 2022 base OS, and we need to choose the EC2 instance type, that is CPU and memory. We are going with T2 micro, and we need to have a key pair that also I created. I'll be walk you through how can we create that one. And we need to have the EBS root volume, that means the Windows C drive, right, the root drive, the OS drive. By default, Windows C drive, which will be allocated as 30 GB, and for the Linux OS and other Linux platform, that will be 8 GB. And we need to have a public IP and elastic IP. This is the demo, so we don't need the elastic IP, but I will explain why we need elastic IP. And we need to decrypt the password using the PIM key, which I created before, and will just try to log into the server using the public IP using RDP. Yeah, let's start now. Okay, before I go, I just want to just show you what is the key pair means. The first thing, so I have already created this key pairs. Let me just okay, so if you go, you can able to create a new key pair by using this one. And just search for Keypair and you just try to open in a new tab. So you just enter a key name, just demo, and there will be two format, PIM and PPK. You can always use PIM, and you can also use PPK, but PPK is mainly used for connecting the Windows instance using putty, but if you have mobile external, you can use PIM. So always you can go with PIM, and that's it. If you just create this one, this will be downloaded. There will be two keys. So let me just explain this one. So okay, so while creating the keypad, that is in AWS console, there will be two things will happen. One is a public key, another one is a private key. So this private key we need to keep a secure one, and this is a public key, and this is a public key. Okay, this public key will be stored in the EC2 instance, and we are having the private key. So we'll be unlocking this public key, the lock with the private key. So that is the, so once you create the key from the AWS console, if you see there is a key kr-key.pem, right, which I created already. So I will show you. This is the one I created already. So this key will be using for the demo, And the next thing, the security group, right? So if I just go here, security group, I have couple of security groups. So I'll be using this web server security group, and I'll be just naming this one here. So if you see what is the rule, so there will be two things. This security group is acting like as a firewall, software firewall. So you need to connect this instance which we are going to deploy in the AWS, that is the North Virginia, right? So region. So you are connecting this from your public IP to the public IP that will given by the AWS. So in order to allow the connectivity, there will be a firewall in between, that is called a security group. There will be two things, inbound or outbound rules. For the security group, it's a stateful firewall, meaning that if you open the inbound, and you no need to specifically open the outbound rules for the security group. But there is another concept called NACL, that is a network access control list, that is a stateless. That means you have to open inbound and outbound rules if you are creating a custom NACL rule. Okay, for this one inbound rules you cannot able to deny the rules, but probably the way you can only able to allow the rules. For example, this is the rule I allowed for the RDP, and the port number is 3389 for the RDP, and I have allowed only for my IP. For example, if I create this one, I will create from the scratch. So add rule. So here I'll be just adding RDP, and the port is 3389. I'm just adding my IP. Then I'm adding one more rule. If you want to have any HTTPS or HTTP or even SSH, that is for Linux instance, you need to add this one. If you open anywhere, anyone can access from the world, but I'm just tightening the security with limited to my IP. So here I'll be creating only for the RDP now. Yeah, say fine. So let us go with the deployment now. Okay, so yeah, I click the launch instance, and here I'll be just giving a name, demo server or demo web server, and I'll be selecting the Windows OS, and this is Windows 2022 base OS, and this is the AMA ID. If I go to this one, so we have to have a benchmark, or we need to have the input what we are going to do, like what is the region we need to deploy, and what is the availability zone. If you have the redundancy, we need to deploy. If you want to deploy any a web server or something, you have to deploy it in one region with the two availability zones. And you need to have a custom VPC and internet gateway and route table and security group. And I think I have this security group with me, demo server. This is the one I will show you again, and we have all the input for our deployment, right? Yeah, so now I'll be creating T2 micro. This is free eligible, one CPU with 1 GB memory. If you see this one instance type, I have already input T2 micro, and the Keypair, I need to just select KR Keypair. I have the input for the same here, and here, as I said, I'll be deploying this in the default VPC, and I'll be just selecting this US East 1A availability zone. If you see, I have already input the same, and auto assign public IP, this should be enabled, then only we can able to access the instance. And here I have already security group created, which I showed you some time back, right? Which has the security rule of RDP allowed only to specific to my IP, and this is the 30 GB storage, and there will be like couple of SSD drives. So we'll go through in our upcoming video what is the storage, and for now we'll be selecting gp2. Okay, gp2, and that's it. I'm not going to do anything extra effort here. I'll be just launching this instance. Okay, so now if I click this one, so this will take couple of minutes to deploy the server in this region. And in meanwhile, let us talk about the public IP. So while launching the instance, we have enabled the public IP. So if you reboot the server, the public IP not change. But if you stop this instance, the public IP will change. Why? The reason is this hypervisor is hosted in Amazon infrastructure line. So whenever you are start the instance, then this EC2 instance will move from one host to another host. That means it will jump from one server to another server. So that is the reason it's changing the public IP. So if you want to preserve that one, you need to have to create a elastic IP. Yes, elastic IP. But keep in mind, we can only create this is chargeable if you not attach this to any of the instance, and you can able to only associate or create 5 elastic IP. If you want, you can raise a request to increase that one. For example, if I just click this one, and we have to just select this one, and we need to allocate, and then we need to attach this to the EC2 instance which we deployed. Okay, so currently I'm not going to do this one. Once the VM is up, let us just try to log in first. Yeah, still it's in initialization state. Okay. So there is one elastic IP allocated, and if you go and associate this elastic IP to our instance, for example demo observer, right? I just created this to show you how can we just associate this one. So anyway, I'm going to delete this now. Okay, release elastic IP. Fine, so that I will not get charged for this one. If you are not attaching, then Amazon will charge you for this one. Yeah, I'm still waiting for the server to come up. Yeah, if you see the status check, it was paused to bar 2. That means the server was deployed successfully. And again, if you want to just get a screenshot of something, you can just go to here and just see the status of the server. Okay, now if I want to connect this server, I need to decrypt, get the password. So in order to get the password, there is option here, get password, and we need to give the perm key to decrypt the password. So yeah, this is my password. I need to get the public IP. Yeah, this is my public IP. If I use MSTSC public IP, yeah, if you see, this is the default username is administrator, and the password is the one I grab from here. Fine. Yeah, so now we able to access the server which we deployed in North Virginia region, that is US East 1. And let me show you, if I disable the firewall, so what will happen. And for example, telnet, and where is my public IP? This one, right? This is just for a demo. So 3389. Oh, T T E L T telnet. You see now I am able to telnet the server and I'm able to log into the server, and it's preparing the login screen. Yeah, so we have successfully logged into the server. Now let's see, and this telnet is window is open, right? If I go and disable the firewall, let us see what will happen. Yeah, if I go to security, if I go to the security group which I created, and I'm just edit this inbound rule, and I'll be just deleting. We cannot able to deny the rule. We can able to only delete the rule. So that means only incoming rules will be allowed, not denied. Okay, by default outgoing rules is allowed. Okay, I'll be deleting this one. Yeah, the moment, because security group is very much effective, the moment you apply the changes it will get reflected on the instance. So this will applied on the instance level, that is to the nick which attached to the instance. So just go through here probably. If you see, the moment I click that delete the rule, we cannot able to access this one. And for the demo, this telnet, I will just 3389. You see, so now we cannot able to telnet. The reason, we have deleted the security group, and meaning we have not deleted the security group, we have deleted the inbound access rule on the security groups which was allowed before from my IP to the instance. So let me revert the changes, meaning I will edit the rule and I will allow that one. Okay, so I'll be just RDP protocol and custom and my IP save. Okay, now let us see here also. Let me just again, you see, the moment I allowed this RDP for my IP, I'm able to tell it, and I think the connection get restored now. Yeah, you see, now the connection get restored, and yeah, the password is asking the password. Maybe I need to like, because typing the password it's not that much easy. So what I will do, I will just, what is the IP getting here? 52. Fine. Okay. Here. Fine. So now you see, now I'm able to log in to the server. So security group, we need to restrict the server access as much we can. So we cannot open unless we cannot open everyone to the vault unless until if needed. This is just to ensure that we are just have a tight mechanism or to prevent some violation on the security breaches. So now we can log into the system, right? Yeah, fine. Thank you. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like, just subscribe to my channel, and if you like the content, thank you. Thanks for watching.